It's cold and blustery outside. Temperatures are dropping. The bottom's dropping out. It's snowing. There's ice on the pond. And the only reason it isn't completely frozen over is because of the wind that keeps pushing it around. And the birdies are all eating a seed that I put out this morning. They're always hungry when it's cold like this. What's happening, cats? Some of you guys have been asking me about my mom, about how she's doing, and so I thought I'd give you an update on that. As you know, she's been in assisted living for the past year or so, and she really likes it there. But just more recently, they've put her on hospice care. So they told her she can stay in the assisted living, or they told us that. She's able to stay in the assisted living and she'll receive hospice care. As far as she goes, we've seen a constant decline in her health. She is not eating. I mean, I can't imagine living with this tiny amount of food that she eats every day, unless she's hiding something under her pillow. I mean, she'll take like one bite of Jello, and that's it. She doesn't want any more. So it's like, how do you survive? I don't know, but she continues to survive. She's bedridden now. She can't get up and walk or anything like that, and her voice is very weak. She's hard to converse with, but she can still carry on somewhat of a conversation with you. One of the things she's been doing, though, is having these hallucinations where I don't know if she dreams it or whatever, but she believes it to be true. So the other day I got a call from the facility and they said, your mother says that something terrible happened to your brother in California. And I call my brother and he says, no, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong here. And so, you know, we kind of relayed that back to Mom and let her know there's nothing wrong. You must have dreamed it or something. And she, no, I didn't dream it. I didn't dream it. Well, he's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with him. So everything's good. So, yeah, I haven't been able to visit her in the past couple weeks because I've had this virus, but I hope to be able to visit her this coming week and see her again, see how she's doing. One of the things that I was realizing last week was all over the house I had pictures of her and I together. And they were these little 4x6 framed pictures. I mean, they were over there, they were here, they were over there, they're up there, they're upstairs. And to me, those were triggers. Because every time I saw a picture of her and I together, it was becoming very difficult for me. It would just make me really sad. So I decided, okay, I'm not throwing the pictures away, but I took them all down and I swapped most of them out with pictures such as this one, a picture of my brothers together up on top of a half dome in Yosemite National Park. Picture of my daughter, her boys, and her late husband, and my son and his wife. I even swapped one out with a picture of her and her son together. And those make me happy, you know, they don't make me sad. The pictures of her and I together were making me sad. These bring a little more joy to me. But also in the meantime, I've slowly been trying to, I guess you'd say, purge some of her things. I'm not trying to erase her from my life. I just don't see any purpose to hang on to some of these things because she's not here and she's not ever coming back. And I have no need for them. So they're just basically taking up space. And They do have some sentimental value, though. When I come back into this bedroom, all of her perfumes are lined up on this dresser. All of her earrings still hang on the wall in her bathroom. And of course, her closet is still filled with her clothes from one end to the other. And that doesn't include all of the files that she has had. She saved everything. Everything. So I still have 2 file drawers full down in the basement of her personal files, dating back to when she first opened her very first bank account. Yeah, so I got all that stuff. And I don't want to just throw that stuff in the trash. I don't want anybody retrieving any information, such as maybe your social security numbers on there. And I don't know if people could still steal that and use that information for their own benefit. So I'd rather shred the stuff. And I started on some of the files, and I'm sitting up at the shredder for hours. I'm going to burn the motor up in this shredder before I'm done. She had all kinds of banking files upstairs. She called it her anal box because she had a box in her closet that was just full of receipts and files of everything. And I finally got that taken care of. I went through everything, and very little of it was worth saving. It was all stuff she just decided she should hang on to for some reason or another. So, yeah, so the purging process has slowly continued. I don't work on it every day. There's a hospice store in town. It's called Life's Treasures, and they take the donations there. So anything of any value that I have, I take it down there, and they resell it, and that money goes to hospice and to help cancer patients and such. So I feel like I'm doing a good thing when I take her stuff down there. I really like to see it go to a good home, to somebody that can use it. So, but none of this has been easy. None of it's been easy at all. It's heartbreaking. Because whenever you get into something that was hers, it's just, the emotions just overwhelm, and it becomes very hard. But it's something that I feel like I have to do. It's very difficult. One thing I'm realizing, though, is, like I said, she's not ever coming back. She's gone forever, until one day I meet her in heaven. I don't have any need for this stuff. Well, it's like the perfumes. I don't wear perfume. What am I going to do with all that? And I asked, at the hospice store, what is there any possibility of rehoming used perfumes? And they said no, absolutely not. They said, it doesn't matter unless it's an extremely expensive, rare perfume. There's really nobody wants used perfumes. So she said, unless you knew somebody that wanted them, they're worthless. So what do I do with all that perfume back there? It's good stuff. The aromas of it are lovely, and it reminds me of her, and that's another reason that I want to get that. One thing you can never take away from me are the memories that I have. I have so many wonderful memories of my wife that I'll never forget. And one thing that you never get over grieving somebody that you love dearly. You never get over it. I'll grieve her passing for the rest of my living life. I learned to live with it. I learned to, I hate to use the word move on, because it's not really like that. I'm not moving away from her memories or anything like that. but I have to continue on with my life as I still exist here on this earth. And that's been no easy task. The biggest thing is living here alone now. That's hard to get used to. It's a tough adjustment. And I'm so thankful for friends and family. I'm going to go see some family today, this afternoon, so that's a good thing. You know, that lifts my spirits and gives me something to look forward to. But yeah, it's still pretty hard. I've been actually going to a grief support group, and it's interesting because the other people that are there, maybe a dozen, or not, maybe about 6, 8 people that show up at this group, they've all lost their loved ones to cancer. And it's somewhat relieving to be able to share your story with them and to hear their story come back at you and how similar we all are. We're all going through the exact same thing. For some people, it's quite a bit more emotional than others. I've never been one to be, you know, a big boo-hoo crybaby, but these things do break you down sometimes, and some people are weaker than others with that. So there's a lot of tears, and it just feels good to have that compassion together, you know, to know that we all share the same thing. And it's very helpful. I can help others by telling them my story, and I can gather things from them, from their stories, that can be helpful to me to make it all right. Well, cats, that's the story for today. Thank goodness for my wood burner. You can hear the fan running 24/7. You know, I'm here all day, so it gets to the point where I don't even hear the thing. But when V was here, she'd always say, "Oh, I can't stand to hear that thing running all day long. Can you please turn it off for a while?" And if it was comfortable in here, I could turn the fan off, and then it would be dead quiet in here. And she, you know, she would like that when she did her crocheting and stuff. It would help her concentrate, I guess. But no, this thing's a lifesaver. I had filled it up last night, and it was still pumping out hot air this morning, which is awesome because it's cold outside. It's in the low 20s, and it's going down into the single digits here this week. So thank goodness for warmth in a cozy place. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for your prayers. I continue to pray for all you guys. I sincerely do. I know a lot of us are hurting. We all have I always say this, we all have our cross to bear. You know, everybody has a cross to bear, no matter what. It might be an emotional, it might be physical, it might be a relationship situation. We all have our burdens. And I just want you to know that I pray for all of you, because I know we all need the prayers. And I truly believe God answers my prayers. I know God has been very gracious to me, and I'm doing well. I'm getting over the virus that I had, feeling much better. You haven't heard me coughing or sniffling, so that's a good thing. As long as I can keep that up and continue to gain my strength back, I'm a happy camper. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up button, and I appreciate all of you who have subscribed to my channel. Well, I've got to continue cleaning up house here and taking care of some chores, and then I'm going to head out into the blizzard and take a little drive to meet my brothers. Till next time, cats, I'll catch y'all later.